first.
How's it going, guys? I'm here with my one of my good mates, Cornet, who obviously goes on a lot of rides with us and sets up a lot of the rides on the Facebook group as well. And we've got his KTM 500 EXE here. You've had it for what, a year?
No, it's probably closing in on 2 years.
2 years now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, awesome.
Because I had to pay 2 regs already, so
So you know. So he's done quite a bit on it to get it ready for adventure. Obviously, it's still minimalistic. So just like the other video, we're going to go through the front, the middle, back, and the bottom. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, so you got Ego bark busters.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see on the front, I haven't done much. You know, I tried to keep it minimal in terms of the front setup. I've been watching your other video about the WR and you know, notice you got the tower and the screen going. As you can see, there's nothing
going. Yeah, why haven't you gone for a screen at all, right? Because I mean, you do ride it on the highway a bit.
Yep. Yeah, interesting question. I mean, some people prefer to sit behind the screen. I just find, you know, riding with a dirt bike helmet primarily. I mean, I don't have an adventure helmet. I find the clean air over the helmet works better. Okay. Instead of because sometimes the screen can create a bit of vortex and buffeting above your head.
So you don't get that? You don't get any chest sort of...
You know, obviously sometimes my neck gets sore and stuff when I come back after a big day, but you know, I prefer the clean air over the helmet. Also something about it, for me at least, I mean, if it has a Dakar fairing, it looks pretty awesome, but of course. Something about this as well, without that little extra fairing, it just keeps it looking like a stock dirt bike. And for me, that's pretty cool. I like that look. And you obviously have the single mirror as well. You're not running the double. Well, law in Australia only requires you to have one mirror on the right-hand side. Does so I stayed with the minimalist look. It's not the double take mirrors. I actually this is Touratech. Okay. That have this clickable, adjustable mirror. I just find it's, you know, I can ride and just flick it over. Whereas with the RAM mounts, you got to have both hands occupied. Is it quite expensive, or is it alright? I forgot. I mean, the thing's in the region of like $60 or $70. I mean, probably now it's a lot more expensive because of Australia. The exchange rate is not in our favour. All right. Well, so you're running the quick lock. What are they? No, quad lock. Quad lock. Yeah, that's all I put my phone on there. I mean, they're well known. You can buy them in any bicycle shop. Yeah. That's right. I've had that on the bike for a very long time. Everything else falls off, but the quad and phone stays on the bike. And your phone hasn't had any issues, right? Because even for myself, the reason why I run the RAM is because I know it's going to vibrate a bit more. But this is solid to the bike. But it still vibrates. So I would recommend the phone that you put on there is the phone that you don't care about the camera. Because the phone I have on there, the camera no longer works. You know, it's all blurry. So it does vibrate. It's just what you got to deal with. And so this one actually comes with traction control as well, right? Correct. The 300 doesn't, but the 500s have 2 stages. It's an aftermarket accessory that you got to put on. But yeah, it literally, because I think all the wiring is there. You just plug it in. And these as well. I know it's sort of hard to run accessories off the 500s because of the battery, right? It has AC and DC, or is that just the 2 strokes? I'm not sure. Because you're running this straight off the battery, straight off the battery. Your battery. The USB port. Yeah. You know, the port that I use, I mean, I obviously make an effort to ensure that I unplug it. Yeah. Sure. Otherwise, you can run your battery dead. I mean, the stock batteries on these bikes are not great to start with. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Sorry, forgot. You got your Scott steering dampener, right? And you've got me onto mine as well. Best accessory you can put on. Yeah, they're pretty awesome. And you share this one between your 300 and your 500. I've got the mounting hardware on both installed, so 2 bolts. And the important thing is there not to over tighten them. It's like only, I think, 10 Newton meters tall. Okay. And it literally just slips onto the other bike, and away I go. So I did a review of my damper. Out in Beachport, and definitely in the sand, 100% makes a difference. The one thing that, after riding yours in that time in Little Desert, the one thing that I was questioning about whether I buy it was, am I going to see any results or any improvement, not just in the sand, right? But in Cobalt and all the rocky stuff we do in that, I mean, I pull it back a lot, right? But I feel like even there it's going to help. Gives you more confidence. Yeah. Especially hitting, you know, if you hit something with your front wheel, like maybe a rut or like a rock or something, it just keeps the front more stable. I also find on steep downhills, because if you think about it, the rear doesn't, if you have it cranked up, the bike doesn't pivot around the center. So I find it's more stable, especially going downhills, because then you can just, I usually just go straight in the middle, and if I hit something, I know it won't deflect. You know, so.
I mean, obviously it's a bit of cash, especially in Australia. It's about $1 grand for the whole kit, I think, damper and mount.
Correct. I actually, when I bought this, it was 1,400 for the 2 mounting hardwares and the one damper, and they installed it as well. Because on some bikes you actually have to modify where the mounting ring goes onto the next thing. And I just got the dealership to do that.
And how long is it taking you to switch it between bikes?
Oh, 5 minutes. Not even. It's literally, like I said, it's 2 bolts. I mean, it takes me maybe 10 minutes because I clean it every time. You know?
Sure. Okay. I think that's it for the front, unless I'm missing anything, other than your small indicators, which I assume are there just because they're going to be breaking off, right? The KTM ones are quite large.
They literally, they're for show.
Oh, they don't, okay.
Cosmetic I've got no indicators.
Cosmetic
Cosmetic, you know, keep the cops happy.
Yeah, alright, no worries. Okay, let's move on then. Okay, so the one major thing about this bike, whenever you come riding with me, is I can't believe how many bags you get on this thing, right? It's supposed to be a light as a venture, and I mean it is, but the amount of luggage you carry on this. So can you just sort of go through what brand it is, what you put in it, and how it's going so far?
Yeah, I mean obviously I've got a mix of bags here, all from different brands. So up front, I've got the Andy straps. They're called Tank Panniers.
So that's an Australian brand.
Australian brand, yeah, it's made from canvas. Really good bags. I think each side is about 5 litres. I have this on here because even if I just go for a day ride, I can put some tools in there, etc. Longer weekends or overnight, I usually have 5 litres of water on the one side and maybe a bit more water on the other side and all my tools. It just gets it off my back. I don't like to carry the weight on my back. And I've secured them to this IMS tank. It comes with a whole set of mounting straps. I haven't used any of them. I actually just went to Bunnings and I bought some of these Velcro grunt straps. And I just sort of tied points in them.
I mean, it looks pretty secure. It's not going anywhere. While we're on it, this is a larger tank then?
Correct. It's a 17 litres IMS tank. So aftermarket tanks for these bikes, you can get the KTM one, which I think is only 13 litres. Then you can get a Cherbis one, or a Kerbis, however you want to pronounce that. I've always known it as a Cherbis. They make a 15 litre tank. It comes up a bit higher, and you can't use the side panels.
This retains the stock shrouds. It looks good though.
With the IMS tank, which is 2 litres more than the Cherbis tank, you can use the stock shrouds.
Have you ever run it almost to dry? You know what range you're getting out of it?
Over 300. It all depends. All depends what you do there.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, fair enough.
And then also on top of this, I just replace a breather hose with like a one-way valve. And I've got, talking about bags, I've got the small Enduristan Tank Bag. I think it's called a Sandstorm 4X. Yeah, 4X. Nice and small.
USB charging hole in the front.
It's got this Velcro
so it's
top.
For your phone or whatever you want.
Yeah, phone, or I usually put my InReach Garmin in there, and then obviously the inside, I usually just run my electronics here.
Yes,
and I've got a spark plug and a few extra bits, etc. It just keeps it. What I like about this Enduristan Tank Bag, I know the Wolfman bags are quite nice as well. They're not waterproof. The Wolfman, you got to put a
little cover over it.
A cover over it. This is actually waterproof because YKK zipper, and it's.
And this strapping here, I mean, if you guys can see it, but that's pretty major. I mean, this thing's not going anywhere.
No. Well, I mean, the red bit that you see here is just to protect the mounting strap. I bought this from Bunnings as well. It's called strap protectors. It's just when I stand on the bike, so rubbing on it, it doesn't wear down the elastic strap.
It's elastic under there. Okay, cool.
Because it clips in here. You've got the clips on the frame, and the other one that you see there is onto the frame. So, and then
your rear bags, this has changed, right? You used to run...
I went through a couple. I had the Mosko Moto,
the Reckless,
system, which I didn't like. It's over engineered. I mean, not to bag any brands and stuff, but It was it just didn't work for me, and it was a bit awkward packing it.
Yeah, okay.
So I moved over to the Kriega bags, which I much prefer. The Kriega bags, you know, it's slightly bigger. It looks big. I mean, it's not heavy stuff in here. I've just got my tent and all of that stuff in there. But it's a nice clean pocket when you open it up.
Yeah.
Whereas the Mosko, for instance, I mean, their roll top is exposed. So if you do a muddy ride, it gets all dirty.
Yeah, sure.
Whereas this is all protected.
And this is some sort of high grade, like resistant, right? Because I mean, obviously,
Cordura,
this is susceptible to if you're going to fall.
Yeah.
Especially on the tarmac, right? It's going to obviously take a hit.
Yeah, I mean, you can feel the difference. This is
a
lot, and that's just like...
That's going to rip up, but
that's going to rip up,
yeah.
I mean, I had it on my previous bike, the 690 as well, and yeah, I mean, they take abuse.
So for you, that's just more simple, and
simple.
it's going to keep the dirt out and mud out a little more.
This particular model, I can't show you exactly now on the camera, but it's called the OS base system.
Yeah.
So I can actually take the bigger bags off, but the mounting strap is still mounted.
So it's like another sort of saddle.
A saddle going over a
seat, and then stays there.
You can attach a smaller bag.
So you can put whatever you want.
Correct.
Oh, okay. All right.
Correct. And then with that, the only thing from Mosko that I retained is the tent pole bag. I sort of just elastic strap onto my...
So is this another bag under here?
That's another bag, yeah.
Okay.
So that's another Kriega bag. I think there's like a 10 litre or something.
Okay.
There's not much in there. I just keep light stuff on there. I used to run my tools on the back. Yeah. But it's a bit too heavy.
So what are you looking at cost-wise for this Kriega setup, just on the back?
Just on the bag, I think they're in the region of like 400,
okay.
380 around about there, which is sort of on
for
par.
both.
Yeah, for the
whole
system.
That's not bad, especially if you get the saddle and you can switch it up.
Yeah, it's a bit. I mean, look, I'm under correction. It could be more, but I mean, just go onto the Kriega website.
I mean, for me, obviously, one of the big things for me with Luggage is how easy you can put it on and off the bike, right? Because a lot of pannier systems, you've got so many latches, straps, and things like that. To have something that you can just literally clip off while you're setting up camp, take it off the bike, and you're not fiddling around with cables and things to put it back on. For me, that's one of the big things, you know. And
look, nothing beats a solid mounting system.
For easy
racks,
use and things.
Because it's nice and solid. I mean, these they don't move. I mean, obviously, but if you go over hoops, they do move a bit, but they're not.
You're not carrying as much as somebody on a GS 1200 would, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be carrying a shitload of stuff.
Yes.
And we're going light, so.
With this, you have to also use the exhaust protectors.
Okay, so it doesn't melt.
So it doesn't. So in this case, mine just sits there.
If any of you guys watch Riding with Tom on his recent Simpson Desert crossing, I think he melted a massive hole
and he had to jerry rig something.
Yeah, I've seen that. The jerry rigged it with a stick or something. But yeah, anyway. So now, one of the worst things, even with me with my 300, is the seat. The seat is shit. So this is obviously something
Aftermarket.
A little bigger here.
Yeah, I've got the stock seat up there. This is.
So you've gone for a full, not just a re.
Yeah, no, I had an extra pan.
Okay.
But I took the pan to, and they actually, the guy is close to my house here in the same suburb, Australian comfy motorcycle seats, I think.
Comfy motorcycle seats, yep.
There's a guy that just runs out of his shed. Yeah. He does a good job. I mean, you can go on his website. He does actually quite a fair bit of modification for motorcycle seats and general upholstery and stuff. And I thought he did a really good job because he gave me a good space at the back to sit on, but kept it sort of nice and narrow towards the front, so when you stand on, it's not bulky between your legs.
And I mean, I'm just seeing visually, it is wide, right? It's coming over the actual plastic, so it definitely looks comfy. Yeah. And I mean, I've ridden your bike before, so it is.
The stock seat is like any is atrocious.
It's like a wooden plank, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he used to wear those bicycle pants, remember? The
padding to pad the torsion a bit, you know?
But I think that's pretty much it, right? With all your, how about we just talk about these straps here at the back?
Yep. To mount the OS base system of the Kriega bags, it does require you to mount these anchor loops.
Yep.
So these two are obviously just for that bag, but because I used to run this as my tool bag in a horizontal fashion, I needed these, so I don't actually use these two anymore.
So how many of those do you get with each bag?
Well, with the system you get 4.
Okay.
So you can. Yeah. I mean, you can buy them as an aftermarket accessory as well if you want to have a different mount point. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't. Sometimes some of my other mates, Kyle for instance, I mean, he also likes the Kriega bags. The only downside of these loops it's like a double loop. I don't know if you really can see it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just got to make sure when you hook it in, you hook it through both.
Yeah.
because it does happen quite often if you just hook it in.
So they're rubber.
It's like a rubber.
It's like a rubber, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's called Hepalon. So Hepalon is a type of plastic that a lot of the bags get made from that's quite tear resistant and it doesn't stretch.
Yeah, sure. So you've basically just drilled through your plastics and just mounted it, right?
I mean,
it's okay.
Scratched up.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a Dirtbike.
Yeah, and I mean these two, I could remove these two, but yeah, I'll just leave it on there.
So this bag here that you usually run your toolkits in, right?
Correct.
So in this setup, you've got the toolkits in the front bag. So what are you thinking of running on that for this weekend's ride?
I mean, a bit of extra food, you know, especially if you go multi-day camping. I like to cook well when I camp, as you know.
Yes, I do.
So I like to take a bit of food with me, have a steak, and
so it's like your freezer
overflow space. It's always good. It's never good to pack bags and it's to the brim.
Yeah,
you want a bit of space to, you know, or you might,
especially when you're putting it back, right, and you've intricately put everything in so it all just fits, and then that morning you wake up, you just want to go, and there's nothing worse than trying to fit all your crap into one bag.
Or on the way, you want to stop for some refreshments before you go into the campsite, you know? You need space to put it in.
Yeah, true. A little bit of overflow. Well, that's it, right? So you got your exhaust stock on this bike. Exhaust. I know with your 300 as well, stock. So you're not too fussed about the extra power, obviously, with this. I mean, I wouldn't really be either. It's got more than enough.
There's arguments that the power is actually in your head, you know?
Yeah.
You hear the loud exhaust and you think suddenly you've got more power, you know? But I'm not too fussed about it. I mean, the only reason I would change it, and on a 690 it was imperative to change it, it gets hot. Because some of the exhaust systems have a catalytic
for
converter in it for emissions. That would be the only reason I change it. But if it doesn't get hot above normal, why?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so. And you're not legal on the rear now, though. On the front you are, but you...
what do you mean? I've got a number plate.
Yeah, that's all you need, right? Don't worry about any of the indicators.
Well, look, if they... I mean, they fell off on the way.
That's right. Yeah, both of them. And the wiring.
Yeah. No, it's in there.
Is it?
that's
all right.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, so we've done the front, the middle, the back. Back and middle almost became one because obviously Cornet doesn't run pannier racks or anything like that. So let's go down under and we'll look at around the engine and the wheels and things. Okay, we're here down under with the 500 EXT. So first off, let's just chat about your tyre system.
Yep.
So somebody on my first episode with the WR commented saying, you know, on the WR250, you don't need rim lock, it hasn't got enough power to spin the tubes. And somebody else was also commenting about, well, what do you think about tubeless? Well, my mate has tubeless. He's been running it for quite a while on this 500. How's it going on the highway, in the soft stuff?
So I love tubeless. I've had it on every single bike I've owned.
Yeah, okay.
Even on the 690. When you install it, you just got to take your time with it. And very important with the tubeless is to balance the wheels. Okay. You know, I've got you buy these off eBay.
Yeah, they're like Harleys as well. They're quite heavily weighted.
Brass things that you just clamp onto the spokes. I've got a mix here between brass and the sort of metal ones that I buy from Ballards.
Okay.
So yeah, just got to make sure that you balance it. And I've got an easy way of balancing it. I use a broomstick and 2 jack stands. Yeah. And I put the wheel on it and I just spin it until it settles. You know, and then great system. You can run a bit lower pressures on it, which is what I like.
So what are you running usually on just a normal adventure ride?
Front I'll do like 13 PSI.
Okay, so nothing really
not
crazy,
too crazy low, but the rear I might go down even to 6 PSI.
Okay, alright, fair enough. Yep. So front as well, suspension wise, nothing, you're still running the stock.
We'll get to that. Next modification that I want to do is work on the suspension, or take it in to get it done for my weight and carrying a bit of weight, so yeah, that's true.
And then just a force accessories for the
case saver. Yep.
Obviously it's also easy to clean it as well.
Yeah.
If you need to.
I mean, it's a bit open, so don't stick your fingers in there.
Yeah. Was there any reason why you went to it?
It's just because stock doesn't come with a case saver. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if your chain breaks, at least that hopefully will protect the case.
Okay.
I mean, just like it.
Yeah, fair enough. So you also have a force Bashplate going on?
I quite like it. 1 bolt that protects it. Unlike the 300, you know, we just got a couple of bolts to get it off.
That's right.
The 4-stroke, force Bashplate was so easy. You know.
Do you need to take it off to do the oil change on this? Because
Yes.
the 300s you have to.
No,
so
you have, because on the 500 you've got an extra oil screen at the bottom of the bike. So you have to actually take 1, 2, 3, 5 things off the engine to drain the oil.
This side stand looks like
it's after my lap.
Any reason why you changed it?
Yeah, I mean, just I think the other one I broke it or something.
Okay, fair enough.
Forgot.
Forgot it was on. You're not running a chain guard, are you?
Yeah, no, I just took it off. Just in the way, you know, for my chain, cleaning the chain and stuff.
And you were wearing proper boots, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't really think there's going to be much of a
fine.
chance of. Lastly, one of the big things with proper enduro bikes, and not saying that WR250R is 100% enduro, but it's the same thing, right? I'm not running a CushDrive. It doesn't come stock. Neither do these bikes.
Yep.
Now, I'm not doing anything to compensate for that on my WR. I don't think it has enough power on the streets necessarily to smash the gearbox, and I trust in Yamaha that they've designed that in. But with these bikes, I mean, these are ready to race bikes, right? So you have a pretty trick rear sprocket going on here.
Yeah. Look, before I get into the sprocket, I'm looking for a CushDrive wheel. I haven't got one on this bike.
If anybody has one out there,
hit me up.
Yeah.
They're just so expensive to buy new. I think for a set, it's about $1,600, and you've got to buy the front and rear. So, barring that, I actually got a deal on this. Somebody was selling this on Facebook for $100, which is, it's called a Mosko Sprock. I think it's a guy in New Zealand that actually makes them. And it's quite an interesting system where you know, it's got an outer ring, and on the inner ring that's attached to the hub. So the outer ring, in between it, it's got like teeth, and then in between the teeth is like a sort of nylon. I think it's nylon, sort of tube.
Like the bushings.
Bushings, bushings. That's the right word. Sit in between, and I think there's about 52 or so of them. I have serviced this once already. I mean, the service kit is like $30.
What was the wear like?
It was still fine. I mean, you can feel it if you move the sprocket. You can. This one is fine because there's no movement. You see that little?
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
So it's probably getting close to. I mean, that's not a lot of movement. But you want that because that cushions the.
You're happy with it? Is there any specific reason why you go with the cushed?
I mean, for me, it was just to protect the gearbox. You'll also, a lot of people will comment and say that the KTMs does have rubbers in the gearbox to protect that. Fair enough. It's just another mechanism of protecting the motorcycle.
Yeah, sure. So preventative maintenance, right?
Exactly.
Rather than it stuffing up on a trail.
Given that I've got a few hours on already, you know, so.
So how many hours have you got on it now?
I think it's 110, 115 hours.
115. So, well, that's not bad considering.
Yeah.
The 300 has a few on it as well. Right? There's a lot of weekends riding.
We ride most weekends.
We do. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right.
Apart from that, great bike. I mean, I know you've been wanting to buy it, so.
I'm waiting for you to sell it to me for a good price. One thing about Cornet that you guys should probably know is he goes through about one bike every year.
No.
Since but he's now said he's pretty much fine-tuned it and he's set with his 300 and 500. He won't be selling these, so I'm hoping maybe he'll get a third bike instead if he's not going to be selling these.
Harley Davidson, that's my next bike.
The big adventure one?
Yeah.
Alright, so on the first episode I was by myself, so I wasn't going to be asking questions to myself. I thought that might be a bit strange, but seeing as we have Cornet here. So for anybody that is thinking about a 500 EXC, my personal thoughts on the 500 EXC is heaps of power, lightweight. The only issue for me with a 500 EXC like this is if it's going to be a solo adventure bike, the longer Ks, I mean, okay, there's that Brupping Kiwi guy who's gone all the way around the world, only done 2 piston changes and things like that. And I mean, he's an absolute gun, but if you had to do a lap around Australia, would this be the most comfortable bike? Probably not. No. For the riding we do, where adventure riding for us is about pushing it and trying to go down those harder trails, this thing's awesome. I'd rather this over 1200. So if I was buying this and I've just bought a brand new one, what are the top 3 mods you would say or advise me to do to get straight into the adventure riding on it?
So obviously adventure riding, you need a bit of distance capacity, so I would definitely look at an aftermarket fuel tank.
Okay.
Comfy seat, and you know, a steering damper. You know, it's key components for me.
Yeah.
I mean, another thing to maybe consider, which I also want to do on this bike, is maybe to get the larger rally pegs.
Okay, yeah.
Especially if you're staying on the pegs, you know, it just gives you a bit more of that comfort going longer distances, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So those are probably the top 3 things.
So it's basically set up already. With this bike, performance mods obviously aren't an issue. It's got more than enough power.
Yep. Exactly.
Believe me. More than enough power.
I've seen you wheelie it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, shit. Put a smile on my face, this thing. Okay, so how about the most wanted mod on this bike, now that you've had it for 100 hours, that you haven't done yet? What's next on the list?
Suspension, definitely.
Yeah? Okay.
You know, obviously, I'm not, you know, I carry a few kilos around.
Muscle.
A muscle, yeah, that's a riding muscle.
Yeah.
And also, once you put a bit of luggage on, I mean, the stock suspension can handle it, but I think doing the suspension or getting, you know, properly set up, I mean, like any bike,
sure.
It makes all the difference. I mean, stock, these things are great.
Yeah,
and you know, even adventurizing it like you do. I mean, I put a fair bit of weight on it. You know, once I have my gear on and my backpack,
all the water, food. Yeah, that's right.
You know, you're not going to do massive jumps, but it's doing a fair job. But yes, that's the next money I want to spend on this bike, is to get the suspension properly set up. Yeah,
I mean, obviously with the WR, I completely agree on that front as well. It's crap suspension, and even on the 300. We were talking about that as well. One of our mates has had his suspension redone. No new shocks or anything like that, just the valve bodies and all that gone over, and it really does make a world of difference. I think it is a large investment, much like the dampener.
Yeah.
I think once you've done it, it's set, and you're going to be enjoying it a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it, Corne.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for having me around and
absolutely
taking a look at your beast. So
thanks for coming around.
This weekend we are off. It's Australia Day here, which you either get drunk or pissed off. So there's only 2, and we're going to go out of the bush and ride hard.
Be away from all of that.
Be away from all that crap and just have some fun. So there's been quite a few guys. Corne's leading the ride again, and we're going to be going down in the Otways and smashing it. So he's obviously packed up. Hopefully do a few videos on that as well when we're down there. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.